Just round the corner from the banks of the Thames and Kingston University, Surbiton Crescent is a road many had used as a cut-through.
I've been driving through this route for 20 years. It's effectively the main road from Kingston to Surbiton. Suddenly it changed overnight, and I hadn't driven through it for a few weeks, and I hadn't even realised I had transgressed until I got a PCN, penalty charge notice, about 3 weeks later, and I was completely shocked. In fact, I got two because I drove back the same way the same night.
All down to a new trial measure to reduce traffic as part of the borough's £33 million cycling scheme. Only buses, taxis and those who live nearby are allowed to drive through, but thousands have been caught out. It made 500 grand in penalties in the first week it was introduced, and after 2 months the fines had risen to more than £1.8 million. Well, many claim the changes are confusing.
At the far end of the road, there are no entry signs whatsoever, and when you drive down here, the signs are conflicting. The major sign here behind me talks about giving way. The council know it doesn't work, but they don't want to change it, of course, not when they're making £1 million a month out of this scheme. So one's bound to question their motives.
Over the course of just 3 minutes, more than 4 cars were clocked driving through the restriction. But Kingston Council insists there were warnings and believe the measures are working.
Local residents were first informed about this change back in June, and then in September, it was September the 5th that we actually started to put everything in, and it wasn't until November the 14th that we started to enforce. The traffic is much calmer along this road. As you see now, it's a very, very quiet road, and this is going to form part of the quiet way, which is the link between Surbiton Station and Kingston. So it's very important that we stop it being used as a cut-through to make it much safer for cyclists. It's also reduced the bus journey times. We're getting a lot of people contacting us and saying that the improvements are really fantastic on their bus journeys.
Richard, meanwhile, is launching legal action against the local authority and is calling on others affected to support his case.
All we want really in the first place is for all those motorists who've been caught by this dishonest scheme should get refunded. And we would like to see the scheme dropped under public pressure.
With the results of a traffic study in the area to be reviewed, we'll have to wait until May to find out if these controversial changes will be permanent or if there'll be a U-turn.